Alright, well, it's that time once again to react to some more cinema sins, and something else, Marvel to react to of cinema sins. And that, of course, being, and as you read the title, everything wrong with Thor in 8 minutes or less. Yeah. So, the first Thor film itself, yeah, because, really good, excellent, and, especially because, and I'm sure as though, as I recall, I did talk about this, like, when I reacted to the, everything wrong with the Iron Man films and all that, because, well, point being is that, when it came to Iron Man 2, there were two teases in Iron Man 2 and what was to come the following year, because a little snippet of Captain America, we saw a shield, half of the shield of Captain America's, if you recall, in Iron Man 2, and the end credit scene of Iron Man 2 that teased Thor's debut. Yeah, because Coulson stepping out and informing Nick Fury on the phone by saying, "Sir, we found it," and it shows Thor's hammer. And my dad, when he saw Iron Man 2 in theaters, he was with a crowd of people, the people in the theater, and along with him, just roaring with applause that Thor was finally making his debut in live action and in the MCU. Yeah, hard to believe. And yeah, because 2011, two biggies that came out from Marvel, of course being Thor and Captain America First Avenger. And what would follow after those two films? Yep, and the fact that Thor's brother Loki being the main antagonist, not just for Thor's movie, but for the Avengers as well, being put to the task by Thanos to start that battle and all that, the attack of New York and such. Yep, the infamous New York attack in the events of the first Avengers film. Yep. So, just Thor itself, really good, of course. Did not disappoint with the official debut of Thor in live action, and with some good characters and everything else that Thor had to offer. Excellent. Yeah. And for Cinema Sins, well, this being kind of an oldie of theirs, I don't know. Cinema Sins being Cinema Sins. Sometimes they'll have some positive things to say, remove one or two sins, and maybe they might do the same for Thor. But I, of course, am about to find out as I begin to watch/react to it. So here we go. Everything wrong with Thor in 8 minutes or less. In 3, 2, 1, assemble. I think. Wait, hold on a second. Let me try that again because it was kind of off. Okay, let's try again. 3, 2, 1. Now assemble. There we go. Had to start from the very beginning because it was kind of All right.
Just in case you mistake it for Puente Antiguo, Kentucky. Yes, there's a gigantic lightning-filled space tornado 50 feet in front of you. I think we can all agree that driving into it is definitely the smartest move. But it's 965 AD when the Frost Giants did battle with the Asgardians on planet Earth. That's like only 1,000 years ago. We don't have any record of that whatsoever. No one wrote anything down. I mean, we've got Plato's works, and that lived 1,400 years before this. Asgard is such a beautiful realm, filled with gorgeous CGI.
So long entrusted
Yes, but
with
still
the
had to
mighty hammer Mjolnir, its power has no equal.
Well, except for the Iron Man suit in the Avengers, and Hulk in the Avengers, and Loki's spear later on in this very movie.
But you're not king!
Thor's really angry after his dad bitch slaps him in the weapons vault, but he waits until he's all the way back home to express that anger. I mean, how can he be so in control of his emotions that he can travel all the way back home without crushing and breaking something, but also be so out of control that he has to upend a table in his own home to feel better? Wow, this room is like a shrine to nipples. Are you telling me he didn't get one speck of blood or saliva or frost beast brains on him?
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy.
Odin leaves it up to the hammer to determine the definition of worthy. I mean, could it decide to give itself to James Worthy? So, where's the cracked window from when you hit Thor? Natalie Portman isn't making out with Mila Kunis in this scene. This town's name means ancient bridge.
You had to
Spanish
bring that
explored
up.
New Mexico in the 16th
Why?
century, so even if the town was founded back then, someone would have had to remember the story of the battle between the Frost Giants and Asgard that happened in 10th century Norway, the one no one ever bothered to write down in the history books. Either that or it's just a huge coincidence that the town named Ancient Bridge is where the Rainbow Bridge connects to Earth, which would be stupid.
No, it can't be.
One of you hung this picture on the board without noticing the man shape in it? Odin must have forgotten to take away Thor's just as impressive Houdini powers. So no one was watching Thor after he took on the entire hospital and the police were called to investigate? Movie solves the how are they going to find Thor problem by having him wander aimlessly behind the van as it's moving. Also, after the big fighting incident, how does he just get up and walk out of the hospital with no one seeing him? Complete with his patient scrub and everything. Oh, okay, so Loki is a smaller frost giant that Odin adopted as his own son. It all makes sense now. Wait, how can he look human again? Hey, how's the quality of that?
And once he
furniture
discovers,
down there
his
in Ponte
attitude
Antigua?
completely
That's
changes.
just okay. Are you honestly trying to tell me that a town of 2,000 people can sustain a PC gaming business? I lived in a town of 2,000 people, and these would be thrilled to have a stoplight and a 7-Eleven. They ain't got no PC gaming cafe, okay? This town is home of the Vikings, an appropriate mascot. Everyone remembers those old tales where Eric the Red sailed the Gulf of Mexico and shaped everything we know about the western United States.
I knew the scientist. The pioneer in gamma radiation.
We're not saying his name, though, because honestly, we're all just trying to forget those two movies. This town of 2,000 might have a pet store, but even if they did, they would not so grossly overstock the puppies. They're basically sentencing half these puppies to death by ordering so many for a town this small.
I need a horse.
Wait a second, they said goodbye to Thor and then went and found S.H.I.E.L.D. stealing all their stuff and then sat on the roof for a while and moaned about it and then went to the library to look up information and only now has Thor asked someone for a horse? What the fuck was he doing for the last hour in a town that's 2 blocks wide? They said it was 50 miles to the Hammer site and while Jane and Thor are driving there, it's broad daylight. And then they try and sneak in a quick sunset shot right at the end, but do their faces in this shot look bathed in sunset glow? No. No, they do not. And then when we cut back to them after a quick Asgard visit, it's the dead of night. The sun has moved like 12 hours worth of distance in 50 miles. Super top secret government alien meteorite site, guarded by no one and completely approachable. Wait, they're monitoring the airspace, but not the dirt roads right outside their walls? Oh, I see. They only care about security once it's already been breached. Got it. Nobody saw a big blonde dude approaching or tearing up the fence around a highly secure area?
Hi, Eric. It's me.
Even though the Hammer is putting out tons of electromagnetic energy and causing cell phone reception to go crazy, and she's in the middle of the desert, Jane can still make a phone call with no problem. This mud wrestling scene is sadly free of both hot female co-stars.
All right, show's over.
Movie introduces Hawkeye, and he does jack sh**. This establishing shot.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I completely forgot that Hawkeye was in
You're basically
this.
hiding yourself while you're here. Why bother to wear a suit and tie? Movie just asks us to accept that Loki can be invisible without any prior explanation of his abilities.
It says here that he's an MD. Well, he is. Or he was.
Coulson obviously doesn't believe Eric's stupid story, and Thor just got finished breaking into a government site and beat up a bunch of his men. But he lets him go so they can follow him, to that evil layer of astrophysicists they already know about. Now Loki goes to the Frost Giants wearing his usual Loki wardrobe. Did he bring a change of clothes with him while he was transporting realm to realm? Kashi go lean crunch.
This Hubble telescope.
Thor speaks English, but somehow thinks Hubble is pronounced Hubble. Either that or he believes mispronouncing it will lead to a moment with Jane and she'll have sex with him later.
I mean, we all mispronounce some things.
Anaheim.
Did he just say Anaheim? Man, Disneyland is more magical than I thought.
Ensure my brother does not return.
Why does Loki tell the Destroyer to keep Thor from coming back to Asgard when he was just going to sack the Gatekeeper anyway?
I am truly sorry.
The movie's not interested in showing us if Loki can see what the Destroyer sees, or if he can see things telepathically, or if he's just guessing. So wait, does Loki have control over the Destroyer all the way back at Asgard? Then why did he command it to destroy everything if he had control all along? Hero has to die to prove his worthiness cliche. Man, if there had just been some attack that the Destroyer could have used other than that wicked punch, he could have stopped this before it started. Just one other attack I can't think of right now. Maybe future
that one of
Destroyers will have
Stark's, as
better
they comment?
capabilities. This war between the gods in the middle of the small town just makes things a little dusty. No other real damage occurs, even though there were tornado-like winds and explosions.
Heimdall! If you can hear me, we need you now!
What? Loki just kept Heimdall standing here in ice and never once thought that could backfire? If you weren't going to kill the guy, you should have at least moved him to storage, or immortal jail, or something.
I will return for you.
Except when I'm hanging out with the Avengers, I might be too busy then. Let's talk about Loki's plan. It's
But
totally
until
dumb.
Dark World.
The whole plan revolves around tricking the Frost Giants to come to Asgard so that he can pull the rug out from under them, then destroy them all, thereby winning his father's love and become the true king of Asgard. But he makes huge mistakes on becoming of an immortal. First, why even bother with Thor? Even if Thor gets his hammer back, the whole key to him getting back to Asgard is Heimdall, whom he froze and stupidly left at the Bifrost Gate. Secondly, how does he explain all this to Odin when he recovers? I totally sent the Destroyer down to kill Thor, and I froze your extremely loyal and honest gatekeeper Heimdall, but hey, I killed all those Frost Giants that you banished Thor for trying to kill, because they totally snuck in and tried to kill you. How'd they get here? Heimdall did it.
Destroy the bridge on the
sure he can use one of the other passages between realms that you told Heimdall about earlier and that you've been using yourself throughout the movie.
Can you see her? Yes.
Hey, can you tell me what she's wearing? Who should we get to direct this superhero movie? I know. Well, we can't get Matthew Vaughn, so we might as well get that guy who directed all those Shakespeare movies. And credit scene
Kenneth Branagh did a
stupid
great
setup
job
for Avengers
directing
Tesseract
this.
storyline.
Well, I guess that's worth a look. Well, I guess that's worth a look.
Wait, what? Loki is controlling this dude? I mean, yeah, in the Avengers he taps chests and controls people. Even this same doctor dude, but he hasn't done that yet, has he? Don't they get a blue glaze to their eyes when they're under Loki's mind control spell?
Figure out those complicated details, yeah. Okay. Twice. 54. Not bad, I guess. Oh well. Nothing positive for them to say about Thor.
Who led you into the most glorious of battles?
You did.
Who controls the British belt? Who keeps the metric system?
Is this from one of the...
We do.
Was that from something... Lord of the Rings animation? Right, but that is, like, from Lord of the Rings. Gimli, that is. Oh, what movie is that again with Jodie Foster?
Forgotten all that we have done together. Vandral, Hogan, you
Burn the village!
You did.
and Volstagg.
Right the horses!
You did.
I've heard that
And who
before.
Rode off on the women!
I did.
True, but I supported you, Sif.
Okay, Ringo, you win. It's yours.
Opening.
Pulp Fiction, of course. Makes sense.
Is that what I think it is?
And that's it. Okay. Alright, so that was everything wrong with Thor in 8 minutes or less. Well, it is what it is with all they had to say about Thor, you know. But at the same time, Thor itself, like I said at the start, like, you know, it turned out really good for how it became. And, again, just with that being, Thor's debut and all that, and with a great cast of talents and with a story and all that, just, you know, what do I have to specifically say? Just, yeah. And like I said, because I completely forgot, genuinely, that Jeremy Renner, he makes a cameo, and I've pulled it up right here, where, yeah, because, I mean, it's that quick. It's that quick of a cameo, but the fact, because, yeah, that was our first taste of Hawkeye in the MCU. But that is until a year after the Thor film, we would get more of him. And, of course, having a big major part in the Avengers. Yeah, so our full taste of him in the first Avengers. So, yeah, I don't know. And, just, you know, I even, like, when I first saw this, I guess I just didn't have any full knowledge. I feel bad, but it's nothing intentional, you know? But anyways, and it's interesting, because... Yeah, and again, I'm just looking at, like, you know, the part with Clint in there, but anyways. Anything to point out specifically? Well, I mean, you know, the details that, they said about Thor and with, like, you know, about the whole thing of the hammer or with Odin, just, you know, and the complicated details, like, at the very end, because, you know, the end credit scene with the Doctor meeting with Nick Fury and somehow Loki, you know, controlling him and with what Loki has him say next. I don't know. I'm sure there's of course an explanation, but, well. Just like I said earlier, you know, go figure that out. So, anyways, that goes for me too. But just overall, the video itself of everything wrong with Thor in 8 minutes, despite the negativity and all that, still, the purpose of these CinemaSins videos being for our laughs and for our entertainment. There you go. Simple as that to know. But yeah, but it was funny, entertaining. Yeah, and what about you guys? What did you think of the CinemaSins video itself, with them covering slash sinning on the first Thor film in 8 minutes or less? Anything you agree and disagree on with what all they had to say, but despite that, you still had some good laughs and chuckles in this video. Yeah, and with the end credits, like, end credits. How do I always said it? Now I'm blanking on it. The after credits slash audio outtakes. Yeah. What'd you think of those? And if you recognized any of those audio clips? And the one film with Jodie Foster, I'm aware of it, but I can't remember the name of it. But yeah. And also, would Thor be one of your top favorite films in the MCU and from Phase 1 and of the 4 Thor films and all that? I assume that, I'd say, like, it's between this and Thor Ragnarok being the best Thor films. Like, I feel as though that, yeah, because with Thor: The Dark World, it's not that bad. But when it came to Love and Thunder, yeah. But, I mean, I'm aware, I should know the fact, because even I'm one of those that did like Love and Thunder. So that's just our opinion. If any of you like me have enjoyed Love and Thunder, but anyways, but again, overall, what do you think of the CinemaSins video itself with the first Thor film? With what all I've had to say, my reaction to it, and yeah, what did you think of my reaction to the CinemaSins video itself of them covering slash sinning on the first Thor film? Leave comments and give this reaction video a like, as always. And so, guys, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to the CinemaSins video of them covering slash sinning Thor, everything wrong with the first Thor film in, 8 minutes or less. I had to do the fingers. More reaction videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And I will see you guys in the next video slash reaction. Take care, and of course, until I react to the next 3 Thor films that CinemaSins has covered slash sinned on, I can't wait to see what they have to say on the next 3. Yep, until then, take care, and peace out, and Avengers, assemble.